What's good, everybody, man? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. CDK Sports Talk Network. Listen up, man. I had to change my time. Got some good news today. Everything look good. Look like I'm gonna be able to save my hand, my thumb. So to God be the glory when it comes to that. And there's a few things I want to talk about, man. Y'all see what it say, man. The evilest man in the sport of boxing, Mr. Ryan Garcia. Now Ryan Garcia, man, ever since he lost to Rolly Romero, he's been on the downward spiral. And even before then, man, when Devin Haney, lost to Ryan Garcia, nobody wanted to believe that Ryan cheated. Even when you knew he cheated, you still wanted to root and hate on Devin Haney. You know, it took for Ryan Garcia to come back and fight Rolly Romero for people to realize that Ryan Garcia is nothing more than a flat-footed, one-trick pony. That's all he is. He's a guy with a great left hook, and he doesn't have anything else. And when you take that away from him, you see what we got. Now we seen Ryan Garcia. I don't know if y'all recently seen the tweet that Ryan Garcia put out, man. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia came out and said, I voted for Trump, but I can't stay silent about what's happening with the ICE raids. Now, this guy right here, listen, understand that, them his people or whatever, but you wanted to dehumanize black people, Ryan Garcia. You wanted to really dehumanize black people, and now you want us to have humility for you. You want us to feel some type of way for you, man. You had the nerve to come out, Ryan Garcia, and I quote, you said, please stop raiding these people, man, especially the Mexican people, because they're hard workers. You want us to feel sorry, but every time we turn around, you got something bad to say about us. You the same guy that came out and said, man, you wish you could dig George Floyd up or wake him up or whatever, however you said that quote, so you could take him out again. This is what we heard you say, Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? This is how you've been talking for a while. You know what I'm saying? You the same guy. And this is what I don't understand about Derrick James. Derrick James was willing to take you back. Derrick James, man, listen, I feel like made the sucker move of the year by allowing you to once again be up under his tutelage. You know what I'm saying? Derrick James, you know what I'm saying? When you got caught cheating, you blamed it on Derrick James. I thought that was the end of the relationship, but I guess money talk, man. He needed that money more than he needed his respect and honor. Because again, like none, everything was took you back. The same Derrick James that have been with Earl Spence forever and had a real problem with Earl Spence was willing to take Earl Spence to court. You know what I'm saying? Fighting this man tooth and nail over some money that wasn't his, but gave you another opportunity, man. We got to do better, man. People like Derrick James, man, is a real bad look for the black community. That's one thing I got to say about it, man. I really felt some type of way because before then I respected Derrick James, and even what him and Earl Smith was going through, I was like down the middle on it. I was like, they'll work it out, they'll get it together. But when it came to you, Ryan Garcia, I didn't see that happening. I really truly didn't see, Derrick James giving you another opportunity or another chance, you know what I'm saying? So when he did, I couldn't believe it. But I'm glad that he did give you another opportunity because you went out there and you look just like the Ryan Garcia of old. I really truly felt like, man, if you and Devin Haney fight 10 more times, I believe that Devin Haney could win all those fights. I believe Devin Haney game plan was his destruction. I believe him trying to go out there and do better than Tank was his downfall. And I just hated, that you even had the chance to call yourself a victor against Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? You said all type of stuff. You came out and told Caleb Plant, man, you know what I'm saying, to suck your D and you effed his wife. Man, listen, for a long time now, man, you've been getting away with stuff, man. You've been saying stuff, whether whoever's about, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't, if, you hate everybody that ain't Mexican. I'm just gonna keep it real, man. I know what type of household you came up in. I can see the type of people you came up around. And I understand, you know what I'm saying, that you really don't like us. You really hate what you see when it comes to us, man, black people in general. You know what I'm saying? You're I'm gonna tell you how bad of a human being you are. 1 hour after your wife had her baby, you divorced this woman, or you filed for divorce, or made an announcement about divorce. Man, this is the human being and the person you are. And you losing to Rolly Romero, who in my eyes is the worst boxer in boxing, was truly, truly, man. You know what I'm saying? The icing on the cake. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'm happy that you know what I'm saying, took that L. And guess what? I hope that's the end of your career. It may not be. You know what I'm saying? You go up to 147. I can't see you beating nobody. I can't see you beating the Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying? He definitely ain't beating Brian Norman Jr. You called out and act like he wanted to fight Boots. I don't know why. What would make you think you have an opportunity of beating somebody like Boots, Ryan Garcia, when you lost to Roller Romero? I think people really, man, overestimated who you were. I think people look at you, man, and against the fight against Devin Haney when you came in there and you were juiced up and they thought you was a better fighter than what you really was. You know, what we seen against Roland Romero, that's who you are. That's the fighter you are, man. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I told people, man, you weren't that good of a fighter. You flat footed. You're a one trick pony. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you really are. A one trick pony who's been getting away, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You've been getting away a long time now with fighting bums and fighting cab drivers. And now that you stepped it up, you know what I'm saying, in competition, we seen what Tank done to you. Like I said, Devin came in there with that dumb game plan and allowed himself to get caught up against you. And I hate that for Devin Haney. I wish Devin Haney would have really got you out of there. But hey, you know what? I don't think Devin Haney will get the opportunity again because I don't think Ryan Garcia. I think the main thing people need to look at is this: Oscar De La Hoya is really trying to keep Ryan Garcia away from Devin Haney right now. He was offered a lot of money to fight, you know what I'm saying, Devin Haney again. He turned down that money, so y'all see what we got. You know what I'm saying? We got Devin Haney still chasing fighters, like always, trying to make fights happen. And a lot of y'all are still hating on this young black man. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he's young, black, and he got a father. It's okay for Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying? When you look at Ryan Garcia, his team, and his what he got going on, y'all love it. Oh, he's the family guy. Ryan Garcia is one of the most rotten, hateful individuals on the face of the earth. Uh, I just think right now, man, we got to really start paying attention. You know what I'm saying? We got to really start picking better when we choosing these boxers, and we need to get behind those, man, that really respect themselves, they respect the sport, and they respect others. You know, we looked at the whole team, Eddie Reynoso's whole team, and that's why I know, man, for a long time now, even Canelo Alvarez, a lot of those fighters up under Eddie Reynoso, they've been cheating for a long time. There's no telling how long Ryan Garcia had been cheating, but he was getting away with it, you know what I'm saying? And now it's all starting to come out. We've had Oscar Valdez, who else? Han McGill, Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia. Everybody that deals with Eddie Reynoso seems to be failing drug tests. At one time, I thought Eddie Reynoso was a Hall of Fame coach. I don't feel that way no more. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that man's been cheating for a long time now. I feel like he's been getting away with it. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that we're going to, sooner or later, I think down the line, we're going to hear about a lot of more people that was up under Eddie Reynoso that, hey, they were cheating. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that's just how I feel. Ryan Garcia, man, like I said, he came out. He said he voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying? He loved Trump, but he hate what Trump is doing with these ICE raids. And like I said, man, this is the same guy that wanted to dig George Floyd up and do it all over again. Can't use that word on her. But this is the same guy that said that about a black man. This is the same guy that said that called us ends, you know what I'm saying? He said a lot about us. I hope and pray that don't nobody that look like me get behind Ryan Garcia again. And I'm really, really, like I said before, I really feel some type of way about Derrick James giving that man another opportunity. Why would you give a guy another opportunity that came out and said what? This man came out and said that you are the one that put that stuff in his system. The Ostarine, however you said, he basically said when he got caught up, he used Derrick James as a scapegoat. And I'm thinking that is over with. But what did Derrick James do? Derrick James came right back and gave this man another opportunity. So, man, hey, shout out to Derrick James. I know he wanted to get his money. I know he was trying to get to the bag. But sometimes, man, there's more important things than getting to the bag, like keeping your respect. And I lost all respect for Derrick James behind it. Like I said, take a look at how Derrick James done Earl Spence Jr. Earl Spence was with Derrick James from the beginning. When you think about Derrick James, you think about Earl Spence. You think about both of those guys, man. They started from the bottom. And then for him to take this man to court and put this man through everything he put him through, and from what I'm hearing, it really wasn't his money. For you to take Earl Spence through everything you took him through, and then to, take Ryan Garcia back, man, that says a lot about who you are. Oh man, I'm telling you, I don't have no more respect for Derrick James, man. Anybody that on Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're black, you look like us, man, you the fool. And I think Ryan Garcia, I think we've seen the best of him. I don't think that Ryan Garcia, he's never been a world champion. Think about that. What's good, man? What's good, Mr. Hill? What's good? Salute my brother. As long as he's been around, he has not been a world champion. That should tell you, you know what I'm saying, you in the back free. 1 second, man. I don't know what I done. I clicked off some kind of way. I'm trying to click back in. Hold on. I'll try to get you here. Okay. I'm going back on stage. I'm trying to get, okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we're going to crank up, folks. Now we're going to crank up. What's good, my brother?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Man, I don't know. You know, man, I'm old, man. I clicked off. I was looking at all I was looking at was screen, y'all. I didn't know what I was doing. Man. I'm looking, I'm talking. I'm like, man, I know. I see people popping in and out, but I can't pull nobody on stage. And then when you said that, I seen the button hit, man. So I'm glad to have you on here, man. You know, I'm talking about, man, the most evil man in the, in boxing. It might be in boxing history. I'm gonna go that far, man. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia feeling some type of way free because he voted for Trump and he tired of Trump and these ice raids, man. And like I said before, Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying? He one of these people that really dehumanize black people, but he want us to have humility for him and his people, man. How you feel about Ryan Garcia?
um, I don't feel anything about Ron Garcia. He was never a fighter that I liked.
Yeah,
Um, I never really cared for Ryan Garcia. I mean, I wanted to see him fight Devin Haney, fight Tank Davis. Um, but that's about it. I mean, I don't, I don't care for guys that that just throw away opportunities after opportunity.
yeah,
When you have a guy that throw away opportunities and you have guys out here who's looking for one opportunity, it just makes you feel like, okay, what type of individual are you? Because you have opportunity after opportunity and you just throwing them away. And it's almost the same thing like when I see these guys in the NFL and they have these great opportunities to change their family lifestyle, and then they just throw it away for a stupid idea that they had in their head or a stupid decision that they made in their life. It's like, okay, we give you a pass. You had a mistake. Okay, let's see if you can do better. And then you turn around and do it again. It's like, okay, you ain't learned from your mistake. You need to go sit down somewhere. So I don't like Ryan Garcia is not a person that I ever did any big time coverage on when I covered the sport of boxing. If you go back and look at my channel, I might have covered Ryan Garcia maybe 2 or 3 times in the 5 years that I've been on YouTube. Okay,
right.
the 5 years that I've been on YouTube, I might have covered him maybe 2 or 3 times, and it usually was dealing with Tank Davis or dealing with Devin Haney. Other than that, I don't care about Ryan Garcia. He doesn't move the needle for me.
Definitely, man. I agree with everything you said. And when you look at him, just we gonna take out the equation, even what he does outside the ring. We just gonna go to the ring for a minute. When you look at his talent level, where would you rank him among, you know, the ones when they tried to tie him in with Tanks and the Teofimos and the Devin Haney? Where would you rank him at?
I mean, if you want to be truthfully speaking, Ryan Garcia is ranked somewhere along the lines of a prospect. He's
Mm,
ranked somewhere along the lines of a prospect. The only reason why anybody giving Ryan Garcia any type of notoriety is because of the fact that he was linked to Oscar De La Hoya and he was linked to Canelo Alvarez. That's the only reason why. If Ryan Garcia was under some other promotional company and was never linked to those two individuals, most people wouldn't even think twice about Ryan Garcia. He got the notoriety from what he did on Instagram and the fact that he was linked to Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez. But if you look at his talent, he's not a talented fighter.
mm.
All he has is fast hands and a left hook. That's all he got. He's not a talented fighter at all. I don't see anything to say Ryan Garcia separate himself from everybody else outside of the fact that people bought into his Instagram following and things like that. Outside of that, he doesn't do anything different. I don't. He's not more talented than a Dula Mason or Frank Martin or even Kid Austin. He's not more talented than those guys. So I
Mm.
mean, I don't see him as a talent wise. I don't see him as a superstar boxer or even a good boxer. He's not talented at all.
Definitely. And you know what's crazy, Free? I the man hasn't even been a world champion at this point in his career. When you think about it, everybody they try to tie him in with, every one of those guys have been a world champion. They've all won world titles. You
Exactly.
know, he I don't understand, like, he's like you said, he's been the cover boy for whatever you want to call it for Instagram. I call him a cover boy for Instagram. And through Instagram, he made his way and made a name for himself. He's nothing more than a model. He's just a model. That's all he is. That's how the people look at him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why him and Tank, when they fought, you know what I'm saying, they was able to really, put a lot of people in the arena and on pay-per-view. But when you match it up against some of the
I'm
people Tank and fought, go ahead. What you finna say?
no. I was gonna say I keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is Jake Paul with Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez linked to him. That's what he is. He's Jake Paul. The only difference is he fought actual fighters.
Yep.
That's the only difference. He's Jake Paul. He built his name on Instagram. Jake Paul built his name on YouTube. Neither one of these guys are highly talented. Neither one of them.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all I
My
see.
brother
That's
Tommy
all I
Hill.
see Ryan Garcia. He's a
Hey,
he's a
my brother
he's
Mr.
a Spanish version or Mexican version of Jake Paul. That's all he is.
Hey, I gotta agree with you, Free. Shout out to my brother Mr. Hill on stage. Mr. Hill, is that Joe? Somebody in the background got noise in the background.
That probably was me. I'm in the car and I had my back windows down and it was making that vibrating noise or whatever the hell the kind of noise it
Okay,
makes.
listen. Before I let you go, shout out to man John Parham in the building. He said he just needs to drop social media and lock in and make some changes. And then he said, "Damn, bro." He said a better team around him is what he's missing, in my opinion. I ain't gonna lie to you, John. Shout out to you for what you said. I respect it. I think the real problem is with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a basic fighter with basic fundamentals. Ryan Garcia, if you look at him against a Teofimo Lopez, he doesn't have the movement. He's flat-footed. He has a left hook, but he doesn't bring too much more to the table than that. He does have fast hands, but like Free said, man, he's nothing more than Jake Paul with Canelo Alvarez and Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Reynoso surrounding him for a team. I mean, you think about this. You say he need a better team, but think about this. Like, he's had some of the best teams. Derek James has been, had world champions. Eddie Reynoso has had world champions. What team can you put him with that's gonna make a difference? What do you think, Mr. Hill? Who could you put Ryan Garcia with that's gonna make a difference? You there?
My bad. I was on mute. I got background
Okay.
noise because I got the window open. Let me roll that bad boy up so that you won't be hearing it.
Okay.
Ryan Garcia, I think honestly, man, I think he has excellent athleticism. I think that as far as explosiveness with his punches and things like that, I think that he has the ability to do things in the ring that many other people don't get a chance to do because it's just that athletic gift. He just
Yeah.
needs to learn how to put things together, man. He needs to dedicate himself to his craft, bro. I think that's what you're not seeing. I think that he got a whole lot of a whole lot of money in one fight. And sometimes when you get a whole lot of something real fast, it kind of like muddies everything upstairs. And I think upstairs has been scrambled ever since that Gervonta Davis fight. But I think he is talented. He just needs to learn how to place the talent along with the skill in order for it to fully affect. But he also has to be dedicated and He has to stay disciplined. I mean, I think that's what more so than anything, his dedication, his discipline is what he really truly lacks. I think everything else is just for show. Because let's face it, what goes viral on these damn things? Anything that's silly, stupid, or just downright like crazy. And that's what people gravitate to. That's what people look at. That's what people laugh, scoff at, tune into, tap into. And I think he's just playing that game to get things like that. Now, it could be very well part of his fabric as well too. But I know
Yeah,
that go ahead.
I'm just saying could be.
But I mean, honestly, I think that all he really needs to do is dedicate himself to the craft. If he's truly going to do this, then do it. I mean, don't do no shenanigans. Don't take no shortcuts. Just go up in there and put in the work. You've been gifted speed. You've been gifted power. You've been gifted the ability to put your shot where you want to put it. All you really got to do now is hone it. And if you hone it, then you be all right. But if you don't hone it, there might be some people who got they stuff a little bit more tight, can see what you doing and adjust to it and then get you up out of there. So that's what I think more so than anything. I
Mm-hmm.
think that he is talented, but he's not focused. He's not driven, and he's not dedicated. And I think that that discipline is what's more so in life. You got to have discipline because discipline holds you from doing things that could be detrimental against yourself. And I think that's what it was. I don't think he was fully invested in what's the name fight. I thought that old boy did fight a hell of a fight. He fought better than I've ever seen him fight. So I give him credit too. But I think that right there shows you that he just thinks that he's so much better than everybody else that he could just show up and win. Nah, this is boxing. This ain't something you play around with, and you can get devastated up in that ring. You can get humbled in that ring. You know what I'm saying? Likewise, you can get the
Yeah,
truth revealed about yourself.
definitely. Before free go, I agree with everything you said, Mr. Hill, but I also look at a few things that I think people sometimes don't look at. Like we look at the hand speed, it's phenomenal. But when I look at his feet, they look like they stuck in quicksand. His legs look like they should be on a heavyweight. That's how he moves around the ring. I think that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? When I look at him, his movement, cutting off the ring, that 1974 shoulder roll he tried to bring out. There are a few things, you know what I'm saying, when I look at Ryan Garcia and I say, why is he doing that? You know what I'm saying? When he took on Rolly Romero to
Is it
if you're a good boxer and beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like your IQ level. So when I'm looking at Ryan Garcia, I do think that he has a IQ to go with the talent. I think that may be a problem with him. I don't think the IQ is there. Go ahead, Free. What do you think? Can you hear me, Free?
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I was saying I don't think that Ryan Garcia has the IQ to go with the hand speed and some of the things that he does have. He does have some good attributes, but I see a lot of bad fundamentals in him. I see a lot of things that he does wrong. I mean, what do you think about his IQ?
His IQ is average. It's average. Because you gotta think
Yeah.
about, like, everybody looks at what he's done in the sport of boxing, but it's the same thing that we say for everybody else. Against what level of competition? Because when he fought the level of competition
Mm.
that was the top class, one guy he got knocked out or he quit against, and the other guy he cheated. So you got to look at the level of
Yeah.
competition where he had success. Now, against lower level competition, he would look like an A class fighter because those guys are lower level. But when you're dealing with the upper level competition, he's mediocre. He doesn't have the ring IQ that puts him at the top of the division or in any division that he's in. He doesn't have that ring IQ to say, okay, you know what? Ryan Garcia has some flaws, but his ring IQ separates him from everybody else. He doesn't have that. he relies on his hand speed and he relies on the left hook. If the hand speed and the left hook is not working, he has nothing to fall back to. So that's the difference that we see with Ryan Garcia. He doesn't know how to adjust. He just keep doing what he always done, and if it doesn't work, he just go down trying to make it work. Um, it just like I said, he's mediocre because I judge him according to the top level. I don't judge him according to the bottom level. I judge him according to the top level, and according to the top level, he's mediocre.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. But let me ask y'all this: talking about Derrick James, and y'all give me. I know one thing about y'all too. Y'all gonna definitely give me your honest opinion on this, and it's just my opinion on it. Ryan Garcia during that moment, when everything was going wrong right after the Devin Haney fight, we seen him take different routes on what happened, and he ended up blaming Derrick James. Now, this is me personally, and I'm telling you why I have a problem with what Derrick James done. The reason I have a problem with what Derrick James done is this. I tied Derrick James into Earl Spence. I feel like Derrick James and Earl Spence came from the bottom together, you know. So we seen that he was taking Earl to court. We seen everything he was willing to do to try to get money out of Earl that we come to find out wasn't even his money. And now he's there. He has apologized to Earl. I think they talking. But that's beside the point. Ryan Garcia blamed this man for what took place. I wouldn't have dealt with Ryan Garcia again. That's just me. How do y'all feel about it?
Um, that's what happens when you have a lack of accountability. You find
Mm-hmm.
some way to place the blame at instead of placing the blame where it belongs, which is yourself. Because regardless of what Derrick James is doing, you obviously didn't see anything wrong because you kept him as your trainer,
Yep.
and he can't fight for you. All he can do is tell you what to do. If he sees something, if you see something different, then you communicate. Hey, you saying do this, but every time I go to do this, he does that, and then maybe he'll come with something different. He said, "Well, when he do that, then you can do this." But you obviously didn't see nothing wrong with Derrick James because you kept him around for multiple fights. If there was something wrong with Derrick James, you wouldn't have kept him around. You got rid of Joe Goosom right after one fight. You had one
Yep.
fight with Joe Gooson. He fought Tank Davis, and Joe Gooson was out the door. So if
Yep.
there was something wrong with him, you would have got rid of him. It wasn't something wrong with him. You just don't know how to take accountability that Rolly Romero was better than you that night, and you just look terrible. He showed you what you really are. You nothing more than a person with fast hands and a big punch. Rolly Romero was able to keep that right hand up and didn't allow you to land that left hook.
Yeah. I gotta agree with that. Now, before you go free and I let everybody else go, if you was Derrick James, because you do know he blamed Derrick James for the Oscar ring, right? He came out and said that Derrick James is the reason that basically it was in his system. Would you have dealt with him again?
Nah, hell no.
That's what I was talking about.
I mean,
That's what I was saying.
nah. I mean, I mean, like I said, it's lack of accountability. But if I was Derek James, he would be the last person that I would be looking to train again. I would be trying to work on my relationship, getting it back with Earl Spencer if he's planning on coming back, or getting my relationship back with Jamel Charlo or Frank Martin,
Yeah.
one of those guys. I wouldn't be looking to try to get back with Ryan Garcia. Nah, I'd have kicked him out the door. What? Ain't none of my fighters ever popped dirty. How you gonna blame that on me? I had
Right.
multiple fighters outside of you. Ain't none of them popped dirty.
That's what I was
So
saying,
yeah,
man. Yep. B3.
What's good, family?
What's good? What's good, fam? How do you feel about Ryan Garcia, the fighter, and what we was just talking about?
Man, I mean, so Ryan, like you saying, he's a straight up and down fighter, fast hands. He definitely has a lot of good attributes, but I don't know. based off of his performances of what we've seen, I'm not sure what all is him versus what is enhanced by performance enhances, things that he shouldn't have been doing. We see boxing is a dirty game. It's definitely a nasty business. And Oscar De La Hoya, I don't trust him. He's a little shaky to me. And Ryan, I mean, they don't really be testing a lot in the sport of boxing. I mean, if you fight for championship level fights, then there's typically testing, but a lot of these, guys, they be circumventing the testing. So the fact that Ryan Garcia is a drug cheat, I mean, I really don't want to see him. Now that we see what he looks like at the top level at 47, he looked awful. Um,
Well,
I mean, it's a lot of other guys I'd rather see than Ryan.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I ain't never been big on Ryan. I mean, I heard a lot of other people talk highly on Ryan, but I never seen anything that was special about Ryan except for the hand speed and the
nah,
left hook.
I ain't either.
But
I think he's been the same
we
fighter
seen that
since the
many
amateurs
times.
that he is now. I think he's been the same fighter. I think, you know
To
what
be
I'm
honest
saying,
with you,
that he didn't improve.
to be honest
And
with
I
you,
think that goes
I
back to
couldn't
what
even
Mr.
tell you.
Hill was saying. I don't think he improved. I don't think he's worked on his craft any since he became a pro. And that may be the problem
To be
with Ryan
to be
Garcia.
honest
I
with
don't
you,
think he improved.
I don't know if Ryan Garcia has improved or not because I've never watched him in the amateurs.
Yeah, I seen
I
a
never
few of
watched
his fights. Just a
I never
few. I
watched
only seen
none
a
of his
few.
fights.
Nah, I've seen
Yeah.
a few of his amateur fights free. He's the same fighter, man. I promise you.
Yep.
He's just bigger and
Oh,
stronger
I'm not
now.
doubting it.
He's the
I'm not
same
doubting it.
exact guy. But he will
I'm not watching it.
if you let him, he will, and he'll smack you with that left hand. He'll crack you upside your head with that left hook. It's always been like that. But outside of that, just a tall, lanky guy. Of course, he's tough. He understands boxing. It's just that now we've seen. I'm pretty sure he's peaked. I mean, we've seen him at the top of his, the Luke Campbell and the Fortuna, that level. Like, I mean, we've seen those performances, but like I'm saying, I don't trust him now. I don't know. He just tainted himself. He got to really come back. He got to do another turkey event with random testing again, and then he
Yeah.
got to come back and get a win. You know what I'm saying? He got to do the
I
same
mean,
thing over.
come back and get a win against who? He's never
I
beat
would say,
anybody on the top level. Never,
yeah, that's a
never,
fact.
ever in his career. He's never beat anybody. Even Rolly Romero wasn't the top level, but Rolly Romero was better than him. Like
Yeah.
he's never beaten anybody on the top level. And the one win that we thought he was going to have, he popped dirty in. So
Yep.
we can't even give him that.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to
Yeah,
agree.
that's a sad story.
I got to agree, man. But I'm gonna say something to y'all. I think at one time I thought Eddie Reynoso was a Hall of Fame coach. Do you think Eddie Reynoso Hall of Fame career is gonna be in question because of all the fighters that we've seen come from that camp that's been caught and popped dirty? What y'all think about that, Mr. Hill?
Uh, I don't. I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame coach. I think that I don't see adjustments or anything that he does to make when fights when they're not going right. To me, a Hall of Fame coach will make an adjustment on the
Mm-hmm.
fly or do something that will help impact the fighter when they're in the moment or in the heat of the round. I mean, I don't know if that's his greatest strength. I think his greatest strength is preparing game plans, and I think also it's questionable whether or not that is even the case. Maybe it's just the fact though that he is actually helping his fighters get stuff that will give them an advantage over there. I'm not absolutely sure, but it's just
Yeah.
ironic that a lot of his fighters have seemed to have tested dirty at one point in time.
Right.
Um,
Mm.
but to me,
For,
like,
oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, what makes you, to me, it makes you a good trainer is your ability to input a solid strategy, and then when that strategy falls falls away or goes away, your ability to adjust to what you see in the ring. I think that's more so than anything what makes you Hall of Fame. Because if you're elite at that, then yeah, you're one of the greats. Because you could put together a plan, but if it goes awry and you have nothing to do that you can counter what you see is going on in the ring, or if they prepared better for what you place and you have nothing that you can fall back to or switch to, then truly how good are you as a fan? You're just good at coming up with a strategy, but you're not good at doing it in the moment. In the moment, if you're good at making strategies on working with, then you
Can't
should
hear
know
you.
what. Oh, you can't hear me?
Nah, we heard you.
Oh, okay. So if you're good, you'll be able to make that adjustment while you're in the corner, while you're in the fight. And then
Yeah.
also another thing, how you're able to convey, because you got to know your fighter and how you can reach your fighter. That's another thing that people don't understand about training. You got to be able to connect with them. Some people you connect different with than you do with another person. So you got to know how you can engage that fighter and get them to take what you're saying to digest it and then to take it and put it in the ring.
For some reason, they keep cutting out.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me? Okay, CDK.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was hearing Tom. Everything on my end came through from Tom is clear, but I'll just say I do believe he's going to be a Hall of Fame in the Hall of Fame. And reason being, I mean, because he built Canelo. He had Canelo as a young kid, and he built him to be a Hall of Fame fighter. So
Yeah.
it's going to be kind of hard to separate that. Now, I think if he does have a scandal, something a little more severe than just a positive test, because we see how that gets just pushed under the rug. Like Jaime just tested positive, and it's kind of, I mean, is it going to be a big deal? Well, probably not. So it's going to take something a little more severe for him to not to make the Hall of Fame, and I still think that he'll get guys that want to go train with him. So he'll be around in the sport of boxing.
When it comes to the Hall of Fame, he's going to get in simply because he's tied to Canelo Alvarez. So
Yeah.
they look at what the success that Canelo Alvarez has, and he's been Canelo Alvarez trainer the entire time. So they're gonna they're gonna they're gonna put him in a Hall of Fame just because of that alone. Um, do I think he's a Hall of Fame trainer? No, I don't think he is. But they will put him in there because of Canelo.
Yeah, I agree with that, Free. Valdez got caught cheating. Hammy McGill, Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia, all from Eddie Reynoso's camp. All of
Yeah,
them. And you know something?
he had five fighters that popped 30. Five of them.
Five. That's crazy. Man, that's crazy. And you know something they all have in common? They all got, just like John was saying, the whole crew got bad footwork. He definitely doesn't teach fundamentals or great footwork, man. He got lucky and got to Canelo
So I see why he couldn't
at
hear me.
best. I can hear you now.
Yeah, but you're cutting off. That's what's going on. You
I'm
keep cutting.
I probably am. I'm in a bad area. I'm probably cutting in and out too.
But now, how they said it. Now, if we're talking about will he get in? I thought you was
Yeah,
asking me if I thought he was. Nah, yeah, he'll get in. Like you said, by association. Hey, he's associated with one of the best by many people's perception to ever put on the glove. So you know you get in on that merit alone.
yeah,
Now to me, like you said, are you able to like when things go awry, like in the Bivol fight? What could he have? He could have done something to change that, but Canelo got gifts that you can use to take advantage of people. But he had he wasn't getting any kind of like advisement on what to do that was going to ever change up what Bivol was doing. Bivol was doing the same stuff over and over again. You
Yeah.
gotta make him do something different. You know, change it up. I've seen fights where it looked like, man, this one person getting their tail whooped. A simple adjustment, and then that's not the case no more. Now we got to fight. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I like in the corner. I like somebody that can see what's going on in the ring and can say, "Hey, look, now this ain't working. We need to do this, and I need you this." And they could say it in a way that you say, "Yeah, you know what? I see what you're talking about," because that's how you get effect. It's like if you're doing a dance. If your partner ain't on the same tune with you and the dance don't look smooth, it looks sloppy. Sometimes you step on your feet and whatever the case may be. But if you guys are in symbiosis, you know his moves, you understand the language that he's doing and talking or moving with his body, then you likewise adjust yours too. That's what they need when they're actually in that ring. Like when I
I
tell
can't
you
really,
something,
I can't really hear y'all, man. I got bad reception, so I'm gonna get off. I'm in a bad area, but I'm a. What time y'all coming on tonight, Free?
8:05.
Yeah, cause I can't hear
Oh no,
nothing. I
tonight
got
is
bad.
Friday. Tonight, Friday. We're not going on. Marky Dan and Doug Right Side going on tonight.
Okay, Marky Dan and Doug Right Side will be on tonight,
Yeah.
and that'll be late, right?
Yeah, it's gonna probably be like around 10 o'clock, 10 or 11, somewhere around there.
Oh,
They might come
okay,
on a little bit earlier, but it's usually right around that time.
okay, cause I got bad reception. I probably get out of here. Salute. Like I said, I got good news today. Thumbs up. So that was good news for me. So
Yeah, that's great to hear, CDK. You definitely breaking up on my end now.
yeah. We out of here, man. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.